All right, let's start. All right, ready? Wait, I'm going to laugh now because you made me laugh.
It's a good way to start.
It is a good way to start, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys, it's Rick, and that is One Big Pile of Bricks with our amazing guest, Jimmy James.
Yay!
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Hello, Rick. Hello, Caroline. Hello, listeners. Hello, viewers, because it's video and audio.
Oh, it's both. We're fancy here at Rick James
Yeah,
Bricks.
but also, and most importantly, hello, me, who's listening to this probably in the future. If you're listening to it, you're probably in the bathroom. If you're watching it, you're probably in front of a computer.
Cringing, maybe.
If you're listening to it, are you having a shower at the same time and
No, it's probably
getting inside from your own voice?
Well, no, I can't hear. It's probably
Wait.
after the shower.
Talk about the shower again.
Rick, put your lightsaber away.
Oh dear, we started on a great note. Well, yeah, if I'm having a shower or not having a shower, the big question is, did you go to boot camp? Did you end up going to that exercise that's going to be happening about a week from now?
So is it,
or did I sleep in?
Is it boot camp or booty camp?
Definitely boot camp. It's a camp to get rid of my booty.
Asking
because I
for a
currently have
friend.
I have a bit of a COVID booty from eating too much.
If it makes you feel any better, your booty's just fine.
Thank you. It's really great to be here, though. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Anytime. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, it's pretty amazing to have you on our podcast.
It's amazing to be here. And this is the first time I've left my 5-kilometre lockdown zone.
Well, it's exciting, right?
For a long time. I got a permit.
Just to cover, we have the permits.
I got a
We're allowed
permit.
to record. Don't come after me. I'm sorry.
It's good. It's a good thing I got a permit too, because the amount of times I needed to show it from my journey from home to here, big fat zero.
How was your journey from Brunswick to here?
It was great. Maddie was driving. I thought, this is great. Women taking care of business, being in charge, being the captain. This is awesome. I'm going to have a little snooze. Had a little snooze. I got woken up by Maddie saying, I think I've gone the wrong way. She had driven halfway to Mornington. And so we're about 40 minutes late.
Mornington's in the wrong direction.
So, moral of the story, don't close your eyes in the car.
Okay. I'm not gonna
Look,
say that.
steady on. Like, very, very good moral if you're driving. But Maddie...
Imagine that. I'm just gonna...
Maddie's I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, ladies, blah, 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 direction. Because that's sexist and there's no place for that in this modern age. But proof's in the pudding.
To be fair, though...
She got us lost.
But last time, like
Wait,
before
didn't
lockdown, you drove.
You drove last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we had the Lego Masters thing, you drove last time. And where did you end up?
Yeah, but that's because of a traffic jam. We decided to go off-road.
So we're gonna blame the traffic jam.
Well,
and
he
not the
deliberately
driver.
meant to get...
Well, no, I was going the right direction. I just went the back route. And to be fair, we thought we got lost. And we thought it was going to be the start of a horror film. But it wasn't. And here we are.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
I'm like, it's better than, well, it's pretty on par with Disneyland. And I can't go to Disneyland at the moment because we're not allowed to leave our country.
Yeah. That's fair.
This is the next best thing, guys.
James
You got your
Brooks
Lego
line.
store, friends. It's brilliant.
Is it because when you see me, it's like going on a fun ride? My brain was like, don't go there, Rick. Don't go there.
Rick, we do look very similar. And
Question. If we made love, would it be like making love to myself? Because we look the same.
Look, I would be really disappointed because if you're as ordinary in the lovemaking department as me, I'd be very ripped off.
But Maddie seems pretty
Maddie,
happy.
don't worry, I'm not about to leave you. But those out there who are that way inclined, Rick, you're a beautiful guy. And if I am in the same ballpark as you in looks, I'm very flattered.
So does that make us a potato salad?
Definitely. And put some extra bacon in there. And croutons.
I'm sorry,
bacon.
Caroline.
All the bacon.
All the bacon.
You get two bald men together, who knows what would happen?
Yeah.
Making
We're
bacon.
surrounded by dinosaurs. It's just...
And the blue ball-shaped egg?
Yeah, look what's going on there. Can we see that in the wide? There's
We can see that in the right Dan.
there's a giant there's some eggs going on. That looks like a triceratops.
Oh, that's the Australian one.
Oh, I think that's called a Muttabuttasaurus.
Probably.
Maybe.
It's a Brickamanosaurus.
Very good.
Brickman made it, so it's a Brickamanosaurus?
Oh, right, yes. Great.
It's a Brickamanosaurus.
Brickman,
And then
yep.
we got this one that looks suspiciously inappropriate.
Well, you think it looks inappropriate.
What's going on there? I can't really... There's
Out of an egg.
It's a Ankylosaurus? I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Sounds good to me.
Oh yeah, that's the one with the big ball on
Yeah,
its tail.
I think it's a vegetarian.
I don't know.
I think
Maybe.
so. Look, I don't have my phone here, so I can't just Google it. But I think it's got armor on it, and it's got a big ball, so it doesn't get eaten by.
So
by
when you
That was
like,
the highlight for
do
Rick.
I like rub the statue because it's here, or do I like?
I don't know. I don't have a degree
Like,
in
shake it that
what
way,
a
or like-
dinosaur refers to
Can't
as
believe-
consent.
Or do I like just when I walk in, I'm like, oh look, dinosaurs. Is it...
Well, look, it's a big cross of the genres. You've gone from Star Wars, Jurassic Park, although I feel like Lego's doing that already anyway. They've got the Halloween Lego like the Lego special that's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
at the
that
moment.
is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Disney, I love you. Like, we appreciate you. If you buy Jurassic World, thank you so much. I don't want to get sued. Just cover my.
Oh, great. Yeah, awesome. Cool.
Disney's awesome. Just got to cover us, especially if we want to go to Japan, like we're planning on to.
Yeah, that would be great.
What's happening next year in March?
Yeah, it's my birthday, and I'm thinking maybe if we're allowed to leave the country, Japan would be a pretty cool place to go because of the culture and also because there's a Nintendo World there.
Look, I like
There's a
culture
Mario
like the
Loud.
next person. Like, I love meat pies and sauce, but,
We're
Nintendo is the way to go.
Yeah, I love that we're going to a beautiful Japanese, like a culture of thousands of years, but we're definitely going there for Disneyland,
Legoland.
Legoland,
all the fun stuff.
We
and
forget
all the
all
theme
about
parks.
all the sushi and sashimi and all the yummy food, right?
Oh, look,
They have,
I'll
they have hot
I'll
dogs
get
in
right
Japan.
into that.
Do they have hot dogs in Japan?
No, the food there is beautiful. I'm a big sushi fan.
Do they have potatoes? That's
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Then it's fine.
Yeah, I think there is a special.
They're
potato
$1,000
dish.
each. But Maddie and I love to travel when we're allowed to. But yeah, I think we're the same as you guys. Before going to the art galleries and or wineries or things like that, we go to the theme parks.
Well, I think too with Caroline, like my number one rule is whenever we've been able to travel, obviously for the last couple of years, I don't care where we're going as long as there's a theme park. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about the other stuff. You can take me there. I'll just sit in the car. But
So I get the culture stuff and like the wildlife stuff done, and then I'll happily
You said
go to
that
the
so
theme
culturally
parks.
as well, Caroline.
I do.
I get the
love
culture
it.
and wildlife
And
stuff done.
He's happy just to go for the ride.
if you
so
guys
that's
haven't
fine.
noticed, I can't speak properly. That's why I'm with Caroline. She's awesome.
Balances
She's your
out.
translator.
Yeah, sometimes I speak words not good.
She's your C-3PO,
You
if
do
you
have
will.
an excuse for that though.
You mean Caroline's like skinny and shiny?
Well, also because she is fluent in over 3 million languages, including Rick.
Does that mean Caroline likes USB sticks?
What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah, I'm
Please
conf-
explain.
Then I can upload my data. But
Oh, hello.
Didn't see that one coming. Literally.
So I'm excited to go to Japan with you, man. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
There'll be lots
yeah,
of banter.
I reckon it's gonna be fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to get out of my postcode, which is very exciting. And I
Yeah.
think Japan is a doable one. It's about 2 hours difference. It takes about 9 hours to get there. Just in case anyone goes, oops, we're totally wrong. Everybody come back.
Or if it's like
Which
you
happened
get.
to you? Where you when
Oh, yeah.
when COVID first broke, you were on your way to America.
So this guy, Rick James, thought it'd be a good idea. Was it last year?
It
2020.
was it last year? 2020 March.
Oh, this whole
And
it's all
you know when it was? I
convoluted
feel
and,
like it was the 11th. Was it the 11th of March? We all went out for dinner, and then the next day.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy came.
I did.
Yeah, Maddie
and
was
Maddie
not
wasn't
feeling well.
feeling well. So that was the 11th
She
of
was
March.
she was way ahead of the game.
Yeah, she was already.
She's like,
She didn't
I'm not
have-
feeling that good.
Maddie has never had COVID.
Yeah, she was
She
not
wasn't
patient
feeling
zero.
well, although we did wonder later
She's not Guy Sebastian.
if she was okay. But anyway, Rick decided to fly out the very next day on the 12th. And then you landed on the 13th, Friday the 13th.
It was a Friday.
It was a Friday. I remember because Jimmy was messaging me talking about the fact that you had to cancel or potentially cancel the International Comedy
Festival, which we did.
Yeah.
in the end. But at that point, you weren't able to get a refund, so you were like, should I do it? Should I not do it?
Oh, I
Well, that was
so
when
scared.
that was when it was COVID was
Later.
first breaking, so everybody was like, "What do we
Well,
do? What's the go
That was
here?
just
Is
crazy.
this just a drill? I'm not even sure." And so, poor Comedy Festival, they didn't know what was going on. Just to fill people in, Maddie and I were going to do our show, The Brick of Destiny, for the Comedy
We've
Festival.
seen it. It's amazing.
It was really good fun, and we were lucky enough to do it a year later. We had this weird lucky window to perform it, but
Oh,
at
that
the
was
time,
pre 100 years lockdown.
yeah, it was. It's been a very interesting ride, but we're almost at the end of it. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
You
hopefully.
got off the plane, didn't you? You left. Everything was okay. We were a
Yeah,
little.
but do you remember that night? I
worried.
was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable going. Like, Carolyn was at the airport, and I was like, I feel a bit weird. I don't know if I should go. You know, when you're on an airplane, you don't see news. Like, so you're just like, everything's normal. As soon as I landed in LAX, straight away you could know something was wrong.
What
there was like
happened?
military at the airport.
Yeah.
All
It's
the
like
guns.
crazy.
You were like,
town.
you were like, it's probably just some kind of flash mob. I'll get going.
It was-
I'll head on down to Disneyland anyway.
It was absolutely crazy. So I had to like rearrange flights and stuff. And Air New Zealand, if you're watching, please sponsor me. You guys are amazing.
They were amazing.
But like,
Thanks, Air New Zealand.
thank you, Air New Zealand. You guys are great.
You've neither hindered me nor helped me, but thank you.
You ended up staying for maybe 30 hours. And
Yeah, I
then-
was on the phone for nearly 18 hours. I was on hold.
Wow.
It was,
But they got you back.
Dude, it
I
was
hope
didn't
there
they?
was some good call waiting music.
oh no, it's like the stupid like ding 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 ding. And then the lady at the end was like, "Thank you for not getting angry." I'm like, "Well, it's not your fault." Like,
You know, someone has a lot of customers that get angry when
Oh,
they,
you know, it's
when
like-
they end their conversation with "Thank you for not getting angry."
thank you for being polite.
Yeah.
Well,
thank
you know.
you for just showing up.
Well, I think I work in customer service, and everybody who has worked in some sort of customer environment knows that if you get upset at somebody, you don't want to help them, so it's easier just to be polite to them and thank them for what they're doing, and then you can just get stuff done.
Yeah.
So you flew in on the Thursday night and you managed to get a flight back on the Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday I managed to ride the Rise of the Resistance, which is amazing, so I got to do that. And
You had
That's very
one
exciting.
day.
oh, Disneyland was dead. It was like it was the end times. Like there was nothing.
was
Like,
But
the-
it was still
crazy.
open for you.
It was open, but there was like to put in perspective. You know how
But Mickey was there being like, "What are you doing? Everybody else is
Mickey's
left.
like, I'm
The sun's about
struggling.
to leave."
Give me $100,000, and I was like, can't, sorry, and then just did my thing. No, so like it was dead. It was like you've been to Disneyland when it's packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably 10% people. It was crazy.
I can't.
It was the
like,
weirdest
part of me
experience.
kind of would like that.
I really enjoyed it. Like I think to leave America on such a negative note with everything that was going on in the world and having to leave and losing money and all that sort of whatever. I think having that experience where it wasn't full on and it was just chill. It was raining, but whatever. Like I think that's the best part. Like because it could come. I could be bitter about it and I could be angry at the world, but
And it was the last day. Like
that was
they
their last
knew.
trading day, Jimmy.
They all knew. And at the end, didn't you say that they
So
all
I went to
came
buy
out?
something for Caroline because I was like, oh, I need to buy something because I'm here. Like, so I brought her whatever I brought her, and I was saying to the guy, what do you think's going to happen? And I said, he asked me, and I said, look, I don't think you're going to open for at least 3 months. That was my prediction because you know back then we were all like naive, like, oh, it's going to be over in 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, oh no, July, and then it ended up. I think they just reopened this year. I think recently,
Wowzers.
like nearly a year. It was a year and a bit. They were closed. Like,
Well, I'm very excited to go back.
dude,
The
I'm pumped.
hotel, obviously, there's for those massive Star Wars fans, they know there's a Star Wars hotel, and it's so experiential. You get to pretend you rock up, you get to jump on a rocket ship that flies you, or a spaceship that's flying above, planet Batu, and it's just incredible.
Jimmy,
and
it's
look,
okay. Maddie's not here. You don't have to sell. That
Yeah,
it's
look, I know.
Oh, he
Yeah,
sold
yeah.
already.
I keep trying to sell my wife. Maddie's pretty groovy. Like, I think she would definitely go.
Oh, she's keen.
She's a cool chick.
she just wants us to walk
I think the
everywhere.
current price for a 2-night stay at the Star Wars Hotel experience, and apparently there's a gambling element as well, so you could lose
Oh.
even more money.
Wait, Dan, is there?
You get to play Sabat, the
Oh.
card game.
Do you get arrested if you like lose to the house?
Well, don't bet your
Mickey
Millennium
Stormtroopers.
Falcon, yeah.
Mickey Stormtroopers are gonna come out and be
Get outta
like,
here.
"Where's me $50?" Like,
But even then, it's what is it, like $9,000 per person? for
yeah,
2
it's something
nights?
crazy. But
Great.
we were chatting about it obviously earlier. I think the price will come down, but like during pandemic times, and who knows how long it's gonna go for. I don't know if it's the smartest idea charging premium dollars to get into.
Well,
a park.
maybe they've just gone all out, and you actually do fly in a spaceship up into space. Because for $9,000, I'd be kind of hoping.
I read somewhere, and I don't know, maybe I don't read properly. They had to put on the website that this is not a real spaceship
Of course, yeah.
because
Because in America, they will sue you.
like this is it's like America, like
Whenever there's a sign for something, that's because someone's done it or someone's tried to pull the legalese on it. I remember this is a bit romantic when Maddie and I bought our first set together, the Sea Cow from the Lego Movie, massive ship, beautiful build. On the bottom it says "does not float in the bath."
That's right.
Not a real ship.
Things to the bottom.
Which consumer market do you think that's aimed at?
39-year-old men. definitely.
I just have this picture of Jimmy
Maddie, why isn't this floating?
in a
It's not
bar.
floating in the bath. Jimmy, there's no water in the bath. Firstly, you've just filled it with yogo. And why are you
Wait,
naked?
Can I like yoga and I like baths.
For another time, Rick. I'm sure children are watching.
That's right. You're safe. There's no cheese slices. It's a story for another time.
Yeah. What they're alluding to is these guys often will make fun of me. Rick does with cheese slices because Maddie. One time I was inebriated. I'm human. I was very tired. I wasn't naked. I think the story is said that I'm naked. But I was like down to my little PJ, like little
must have
board
been
shorts.
very
Not board shorts. I'm like little undie shorts that were probably
For those
at the
watching at home,
see-through
Jimmy was
stage
naked.
because I wear my
You were
undies
naked.
until they
It's
fall
fine, you were
apart.
naked.
And I was having a cheese slice. This is the
not
craft
the nice
single.
Ones, the
Like this is the
dodgy-
wrapped.
Like the ones that you know,
And I was
like
having them
if
and
the world
eating them
dies,
because
it's
they
those
were
ones.
delicious. And then I think Maddie got home from wherever she was, and I was asleep, and I didn't want to drop on the floor, so I just had like a cheese slice plastic wrapper maybe on me or something.
Oh my God. I have this image of like a cheese
No,
slice.
I remember
like,
what happened actually. She got home, I woke up and went, huh. I've got to hide the evidence, so I grabbed this cheese slice wrappers, put them in, like maybe inside the undie shorts, and then she was like, "What have you been doing?" And then I kind of went, "Huh," and
my
moved,
God.
and then like made a plastic sound, and yeah, I was caught.
So
like,
she's opened the
yeah.
door, looked, had this conversation, and then gone, "Yep, I'm going to close the door and walk away."
But how good is fake cheese? I mean,
Oh,
it's great. It's,
mate, like
it's just-
Carol and I have travelled the world and lucky enough to go to Switzerland. Once you've been there, you don't
Yeah.
eat fake cheese.
Yeah, that's true. I do love really great cheese, but I don't know. There's just a little part of me, a little trash.
Blue
trash
cheese
bag.
is the best, the mouldy one.
No, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
bit of
no,
gorgonzola.
Oh, it's
so
awesome.
good.
It's amazing. I think it is.
I made the mistake once in the US of ordering this dish, which
Oh.
was literally a packet of potato chips with all this blue cheese thrown on top, and I think they melted
Potato
it.
chips.
Yeah, dude. Let
Like
me tell
not-
you. No,
not-
not nachos, dude.
not chip.
Like
Lay's
so let me explain to
potato
people
chips.
that.
Oh, like a thins kind of slice.
Yeah,
with
so-
melted cheese.
yeah,
on it.
yeah, so
'Cause I can
Caroline-
imagine if it was
But
a
blue
if it was
cheese-
yeah,
a
it was gross.
fry,
It was disgusting.
it would be like poutine. But if it was melted cheese,
No, it
on,
was like blue cheese, what they call blue cheese, which is like I don't know,
Terrible.
terrible. But we were at near the Grand Canyon. Is this hotel that has a train inside? It's pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Like it's
Beautiful
just
place.
novelty America stuff, right? And we're like, oh, we should get something to eat. Oh, it worded it like nachos, and I was like, oh, nachos. Like everyone loves nachos. How do you get it wrong?
How yeah.
They got it wrong. It was like
I couldn't eat
thins, potato chips
And
with cheese.
Yeah,
It
that
was,
sounds
dude,
like
it was
a,
gross.
That sounds like a failure nacho. That's like a
very, very.
That's something you know how like when you have a really bad night and you go out and you're like getting something bad to eat, you wouldn't even eat that.
What kind of looks like you were so drunk that you got home and all you had were these ingredients, and you're like,
Yes.
I'm gonna make it work. Like when you're really young and you're like, milk and vodka, that'll work. It's like
But you're
that
not
sort
going
of
to
That
sell it
never-
to people.
No, wow.
It was not a great
Memorable.
time.
Maybe
It
they
was
were like,
memorable, though.
oh, there's some Aussies. Let's give them the old USA nacho swindle.
Are they like kind of restaurant that you go to that like, oh, these ingredients are going to go out of date. How can we mix them?
Nachos. I got it.
That's exactly.
I'm gonna save the
No,
farm.
isn't that what you do during pandemic times? You open the pantry and you're like, what else? What is there that I can eat? Because I don't want to go out to the
Well, I
shops.
think that's where a lot of like English, well-known kind of boarding school meals come from. Like Eaton Mess. My name is Jimmy James Eaton, and there's a thing called Eaton Mess, which is a whole bunch of stuff just chucked together. There's also like trifle, which is like custard and
Oh,
stuff.
I love
think
that,
it's just
though.
like in war
delicious.
times they're like, well, I've got that, and that. Let's make a meal. I
Well,
think that's
you've-
where Lamingtons comes from.
Well, during lockdown, you've been cooking.
I have.
We've seen some really interesting photos on social media.
Explain
I have been cooking a lot of stuff. I cooked some sausage rolls. I've cooked pies. But the other day, I do a mean lasagna. Okay, a woman called Kerry, a very good improviser, she showed me this recipe. I put a bit of pesto in there. There's bacon in there. It's incredible. So I made the lasagna. That was great. I gave some to Maddie's parents. We did like a little mission, threw some lasagna into their mailbox. Hopefully they got it. But I had some left over and I thought to myself, how could I take this to the next level? Because there's lots of levels in lasagna. Where can I take this? I cut it into cubes. I got a little bit of egg yolk, dipped it in that, rolled it in crumbs, shallow fried it, deep fried or shallow fried lasagna cubes.
And
Amazing.
and then you put a status up on Facebook about this, which was so unbelievable to me. I actually had to say to Rick, now Jimmy is a comedian. Is he joking?
No, I don't joke about lasagna, guys. I'm very serious.
I feel like you're my spirit animal. I like lasagna. You like lasagna.
You've
We are
experimented with lasagna.
the human anthropomorphous. No, it's the opposite. We're the human version of Garfield.
No, but like
We hate Mondays.
I could be the top lasagna sheet. Like, oh no,
you
sorry.
remember
Ryan.
those
So there's a lot of sexual innuendo coming through in this.
Well, you kind of look like me, and it's like distracting.
You remember
I'm
years
glad you
ago,
have such a high regard of yourself.
big
I'm
Me,
a potato.
tubs
sexually.
of feta.
Oh,
Those big tubs
don't,
of feta. And
like-
it got out of hand. Rick went, oh, let's just put some feta
Yeah, I
on
end up
this.
destroying our lasagna. I make better ones now.
Well, you put feta in
It
lasagna.
became more
Wow,
feta
that's
than
crazy.
anything
and
else.
it just got a bit like, you know. But shout out to Shani because they make a good lasagna. They're here in town, so not
They
sponsored.
are the
Like
best.
Congrats.
they are awesome. But also, I wanted to talk about your pies and sausage rolls that I saw on social media. They had.
Looked
They were-
very interesting.
Oh look, I can't take full credit for those because Nat's what I reckon.
Oh, awesome dude.
The YouTuber / comedian /
Awesome
media
dude.
mogul. Awesome dude.
Awesome dude.
Yeah, I used some of his recipes and they were great. But Maddie and I got a little bit creative because we made some pies, but then we had extra phyllo pastry left, so we put some things on top of the pies. One of them was a skull, and one of them was some boobies, and one of them was a doodle.
I feel like
and
that's
one of
my
them was a
kind of
letter J.
party.
Yeah. Look, if you can't get a bit rude with your pastry,
What's
what
the
is
point?
the point of being a pastry chef?
Well.
And I say that as someone who's never been a pastry chef. But I also learnt there's many different kinds of pastry. Thought there was just one.
No, there's heaps.
Puff, short crust, phyllo. It's heaps. It's like Lego. There could be a pastry masters.
Well, there could be. I'm a baker by trade, so I could do it.
Oh yeah, of course
Have
you
you
were.
got a little cupcake there?
Oh yeah, I got a cupcake. Oh, you can't see that. Got a cupcake. Dan, can you see the cupcake? All good.
Yeah.
Plus, I got a Lego tattoo that's pretty suspicious looking, but that's fine. That's
Yeah.
another time.
If anyone wants to know about that, you can ask me.
No,
when
thank
you. Come
you.
in store, I'll explain it all.
So overall, though, how have the last 2 years been for you?
They have been interesting. I think it's been probably the most testing time for everyone. For as far as I can remember. It's a test every day, and sometimes I pass that test with flying colours, and other times I failed that test because it's just so rough. I think when the first lockdown happened, Maddie and I got really sort of inspired to do live streams for kids, and we
They're
had
awesome.
a really great time.
I tuned into everyone.
And we're considering doing that again, actually.
Oh, that's
Inspired by
keen.
what you've been doing with Twitch, we thought we might.
Oh
start
man,
that up
that'd be
again.
awesome.
But yeah, look, I was doing all sorts of stuff. I was doing lots of comedy online. I was doing lots of improv online. I tried to keep myself as busy as possible, and I think I did really well for about a year. But then, towards this last couple of lockdowns, it's just been really rough. I think for everyone. I'm so lucky that I've had Maddie with me. I think if I was, this happened 10 years earlier, and I was just the stand-up comedian that I was before Lego Masters, living off stand-up comedy. I'm very lucky now that I have a day job as well. I'm definitely still a performer. It's definitely my first love. But I'm really lucky that I still have an income, and I've got Maddie, and I've got a dog, Chewy.
He's awesome.
Because I think if I was just doing stand-up, I would have been so screwed.
You have to remember, dude, it's for those watching and listening, Maddie and Jimmy met because they both worked at the Starlight Foundation. They were both Captain Starlights. Is
Yeah,
that
so
correct?
I still work at the Starlight Children's Foundation as a content producer.
Awesome.
For our kids' YouTube channel, and
That's amazing.
And I do a lot of live streaming for them, and that's brilliant. It's such a brilliant organisation to work for. I met my wife there. I mean,
Well, that's
Oh,
amazing.
I love
and
that.
it's just a wonderful, really creative job. However, I also pre-COVID and during these little breaks, love getting up on stage and love doing film
Yeah.
and TV, and it's still happening, but for a very select few because it's so hard to do it.
Yeah.
If I was a footballer, probably not a problem.
Yeah,
But,
footballer, someone famous.
Which is a damn shame because there was a point in my life when I definitely could have been a pro footballer, but I chose to be a big nerd.
Yeah, but women
That
like
never
nerds
happened.
more, man. That's,
Yeah.
But
Just
also,
for the record, never had a shot at football. I have 2 left feet.
also, we say to everybody, it's okay not to be okay. Like, you know, I struggle. Unfortunately, I'm sick. It's hard for me every day. I understand more than anybody. That's why, you know, every time you're feeling down, you reach out to me. I always look after you with Nando's.
Yeah,
Not sponsored.
I do. You helped me out, actually. I was having a really rough week and you sent Nando's to my house. And I was like, the sweet medicine that
we
is
were a bit upset about
spicy
that
chicken.
at the start, though, weren't we?
Yeah, it's 2-hour delay or something. I don't know. The driver thought, hey, I'm going to go to Sydney and come back. No thanks.
Why not?
It turned up on time, though, in the end, so it was okay.
I once got Uber Eats. We're going to come back to
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
Talking about
Absolutely.
being okay. I, during COVID, got Uber Eats and I was very hungry. Surprise. And I ordered a pizza.
I know the story. It's
And the
hilarious.
pizza, you know how you can watch it, like Mr. Burns watching Homer Simpson through the
Yeah.
screen? You can watch where the Uber Eats rider's going and you feel like God. It's amazing. Until you see your house and then you see the Uber Eats start just go, dun, 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 and like, it was like Aliens, where the alien's like, he's coming, he's going to get you. But then the alien just keeps, and you're like, where's the alien going? What? Alien, come back. And so this Uber Eats person was just kept going and going and going to the freeway, and they're on a bike. And I'm like, what the hell's my, like, as a true man of the people, I was so concerned. I was like, where's my freaking pizza? I don't care about this person. And then I get a message saying, help.
Oh, that's right.
From
That's right.
the Uber Eats.
Was she being
direct
held
message.
hostage by, like,
I was going,
a pizza stealer?
Well, I didn't know. I was like, what? What's happening? Help, can you please call me? And so I'm like, what's going on, Maddie? What should I do? And Maddie's like, this is a trap. This is like a pizza sting. They know what you
There's
love.
a guy, like, waiting there
Well,
with
if
a
you're gonna
bag to, like,
trap me-
kidnap Jimmy.
If you're going to trap me, put food there. And so I'm like, what's going on? And I ring him and she says, no, she messaged back going, please, I'm stuck on the freeway. Can you come and get me? But she didn't just say that. She said, also bring a large enough car for my bike. And so I'm like, I want to help. I rung her and go, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? And she goes, yeah, are you coming? Where are you? So suddenly I'm the one that's late.
There's a reason you call Uber Eats, because you just can't or don't
What?
want to
I
go.
I
was
just have
just
this
like-
vision of this woman with a duffel bag waiting for Jimmy to get her, and then like kidnapping Jimmy, and then Mario and Luigi like, that's my pizza.
We got him. Well, I'd had a few West Coast coolers already, so I couldn't drive anyway, even if I wanted to. And Maddie's like, you are not picking this person up. And so I'm like, no, like this is kind of unprofessional. Don't you
Yeah.
have
It's
like
super weird.
don't you have someone who you call? Like, don't you have a Uber Eats like
Yeah,
hotline?
support.
Don't you
Yeah,
call
yeah,
your
yeah.
manager or like? I'm probably saying like the greediest white person being like, oh, why haven't you bloody helped me?
But you can't drive.
But anyway,
That's not the
I was just like, yeah, I can't come and pick you up with your bike and my pizza. Like, do I get a discount? And so I just said, please cancel the order. Then I rang the pizza shop down the road and they just went, yep. 5 minutes later, my pizza arrived. So sometimes just call the place and they'll bring it. But going back to, are you okay? Yes, I think it's okay to not be okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we've got to be so much. I think there's an issue there. Like, we need to be clearer, like, in the media. Everybody, because we just had Are You OK Day. And surprise, surprise, I'm a stand-up comedian and an actor, and I have mental illness in the past. Like,
Well,
I've
I
had
think-
anxiety as a youngster. I had ADHD, and I'm still medicated. And so... Yeah, I have days where I really struggle, and I think a lot of people do, especially at the moment. But I think there's something wrong with the sort of "Are you okay?" day, because people just go, "Oh, just ask your mate if they're okay."
I think the biggest
I think you need to be
Yeah.
more prepared. You have to have a plan of action. So,
Well, I
so
just
to
don't
know,
think
to
it
know
should
what
be-
happens if your friend turns around and goes, "Actually, man, I'm not okay."
I don't think
That's right.
I have a real issue with Are You OK Day just because I have days when I'm not okay, and that's just how it is. We're all human, and we all break down, and we all got issues. Like, I don't like the fact that it's commercialized. I don't like the fact that celebrities like, "Are you okay?"
Well, yeah, it's this sort
You
of
know, like-
it's this virtue signaling. It's a lot of
Like-
people going, "Oh, look how wonderful I am."
That's exactly
I'm
right,
asking
you know.
all these people if they're okay, and the best one is when you see like the school bully or someone you hate.
Oh,
in
that's
high
the
school,
worst.
And they're like, "Just want to make sure that everybody's doing okay out there, and they're feeling great." And you're like, "You were the worst
Yes.
shithead of a person."
Well, I had somebody who, when I was really sick, said, "I hope you die," reach out and go, "Oh, it's Are You OK Day, Are You OK?" So, like,
We don't forget those.
we don't forget those things, but, you know, like...
He comes back and goes, "I didn't finish my sentence. What I meant to say was, I hope you die very late in life
That's right.
and have a wonderful
It's like, oh, that was
extended
just like, I was trying to
lifestyle."
do it early, but, but I just think...
I think you should have a plan. You should.
I think
you should
so.
know. You should. You should really listen to your friends.
I believe so, yeah.
You should not want to try and solve their problems straight away. You should encourage them to take action, to go and to speak to a professional. People out there thinking, oh, only weirdos speak to a professional. I speak to a counsellor at least once a month.
I have one that reached out to me because, like when you're sick and whatever, they do like a mental health check to make sure you're okay because,
with all the medications that you're
all the
taking
medications,
too.
And unfortunately at the start, I, tried to commit suicide and
because of the medication
and messing my brain and
that's okay. As a
and it's okay to
21-year-old,
admit it.
I was in the very same boat.
And it's okay to admit that that you're not okay, and it's okay to reach out to people that care about you and professionals. Sometimes everyone's life is so chaotic, and I feel like we forget to be in it together because right now we feel so isolated.
Yeah, and I absolutely, and I think it takes the real, like if you think, I'm showing weakness by saying I'm not okay, I think it's the true strength is saying I need help and I'm going to try and find help.
And you and Maddie are always such upbeat people, and in front of the camera it's all smiles and...
It's like that all the time, Caroline. I don't know what you mean.
That's not always the case.
But again, it goes back to social media, right? Like everything you see on social media is fake. Like you're not seeing the real person, right?
That's right.
And it's exhausting. I mean, I just try to treat people in the way that I'd like to be treated, and I think that's to my own detriment a lot of the time. Is I try and make people happy, and I'm always trying to entertain people and keep them cheery, and that's something that I talk to professionals all about, because I think it's exhausting. We're always and a lot of people all the time are trying to put their best foot forward and their best face forward on social media, and it's exhausting. And I don't know. I'm just sort of getting to the point looking at social media and just going, I don't know, perfect's boring. I'm much more interested in people who have some flaws, and
that's why I try to keep and me and Dan were having a discussion yesterday. I don't want anything to be too overly edited. I want mistakes, because people need to know that it's okay to make a mistake and move on, or be upset or cry or because we're all flawed. Like everyone's broken.
You're on TikTok and you're doing all the funny videos, but you're just a guy. You're not this godlike figure. Sometimes kids can't.
Not
One
all
day
the time.
A kid came into
Only
the shop and he said,
winky
"Oh,
face.
that's Rick James." And Rick just said to him, "Look, mate, I'm just a person. I'm just normal.
Yeah,
it's just me."
I just try to talk to the kids and just let them know, because I like them chatting to me because it's fun. Obviously, COVID, you can't right now. But I think people need to remember that social media is designed to make you look perfect, and we all have a flaw.
Yeah.
And that's not the way that we try to represent ourselves on social media. That's not the complete picture of what could be happening at the time.
Well, I think so. And I think it's just not... I think it's good to be positive, but show the negative in the same way.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
the
absolutely.
reality.
Yeah, the reality. That's the word I was looking for. Perfect jumbled up brain, but that's fine.
Yeah, and it's like that with everything. It's television is the same, especially after going on Lego Masters. I think I studied film and TV at uni and am a content producer. But even then, when you're the subject inside, you realise how television is edited. Even reality TV shows.
There's someone on season 1 that's very vocal about how television's edited. But anyway, that's fine.
Sure, I'm sure they are. But I found Lego Masters. Should we talk about that? Should we?
Yeah, we can. If you want to chat for it, go for it.
How much time have we got? Are we?
I don't know, Dan. How are we doing for time?
Yeah, we're going good.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're good for time.
Lego Masters was a great experience. I thought that was really, really cool. I'm sure Maddie's already talked a lot about it
She has.
previously, but I thought that was a great experience. But also, just really eye-opening to know. There's how many teams did we have? God, it's been that long. Eight teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you're building for, I think our first build was, over 10 hours. I can't even remember. It was a really long time. Yep. So that's shot over a couple of days, because that's just how television works. And then so you've got, probably 20 hours times 8. God, let's do the math there. That's like 160 hours or something. So that is.
I'm looking at Dan. Did you add it up?
That's then got to be edited down to 90 minutes.
And then you're looking back at it and you're thinking, no, it didn't really play out that way at all. That's not the way it happened.
I thought they were really I thought they were really fair to us.
Mm-hmm.
They certainly were really lovely to Maddie and I. And from my recollection of what went on, I felt they covered it really well.
Oh, that's good.
But I understand that, like there's everybody's stories and you've got to be telling stories. And what I loved about the show was, you're very focused in what you have to do. We went on the show and suddenly they're like, build this Lego and, you're sweating and you've got adrenaline and you're really focused on getting this thing finished. So you miss out on all these other things that are happening on all the other tables. So then watching it back going, in our first episode, Matt and Lynn, I never knew that Lynn was having this like internal existential crisis of going, I shouldn't be here, I'm not good enough. And that was beautiful. And Maddie and I had no idea. Like we'd go and have lunch and everybody'd be like, oh, how good was that?
Shout out to Matt and Lynn. You guys are awesome.
Yes. Lynn, you are incredible.
Oh, Lynn's amazing.
Like just the best, funniest lady, really good at Lego.
Oh, she was super sweet when I met her for the first time. She gave me a hug.
Which
it was awesome.
was going back to the March the 11th, just before you flew out.
That was the previous time.
Oh, that was previous.
Yeah,
time. Okay.
and Matt is like incredible. Like, was only 18. No, not even 18.
Yeah, he was really
17
young,
years
right?
old.
Yeah.
So we go to the pub afterwards and be like, hey man, do you want a beer? And he's like, I'm not old enough. Like, oh my God, you are not having a beer.
But they didn't break any laws.
Yeah, he was a genius. Like, and everybody on the show, I think, even some of the like, slightly more controversial members of the show, I'm pretty good friends with all of them. Like, I just think, people are people, and if everybody's the same and all share exactly the same ideas and thoughts, how boring is that?
Like, shout out to, like, Billsy and Kale. Kale's had a bit of a rough patch on social media, I believe.
I've got a lot of time for Kale. I think,
I just think, like... I'd love to get him on. Shout out to Kale. If you ever decide to watch or listen, I'd love to get you on and pick your brain.
He was certainly like an interesting fellow to begin with, but I think, you often project your thoughts onto other people. But when I really got to know him, he's a very talented guy.
I think too.
And just sometimes, is very inspired by what he's thinking and it comes out and you just...
Yeah, but you don't know, like pressure, like, everyone thinks differently. When I'm under pressure, I get irritated. Everyone gets kind of irritated. And I think... it's hard for him, I believe, because it's been portrayed a certain way and he hasn't really been able to share his story to a wide audience. And I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, shout out to Kale. Like, I know Kale.
But I think, and I'm very biased. I think all the seasons of Lego Masters have been really great. But I obviously I'm going to have, these memories from season one.
Season one was the best.
Well, thank you. No, I think it was just really...
Sorry, everyone else will do like it.
What I'm leaning to is I think Kale made it really interesting. Like
that
he
is for sure.
made the drama and he brought like a lot of humor, whether he was part of the joke or the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for everyone on Lego Masters. I had such a great time.
I'm glad that you had a good time.
You did have a good time, yeah.
Yeah.
But having said that, after hours, what did you have to do? So every day after hours, there were some times where you had to leave the set to earn income. Is that right?
Oh, look, because it's a competition, you can't get paid.
Yeah, you don't get paid much.
I'm
I don't
not
think.
breaking any.
Please don't sue us, Endemol Channel 9.
But no, I think that's across the board. Like as a competition, you can't get paid. So a lot of people just took leave. I did not. I was working as an editor and a video producer at night time doing my own thing.
It's a lot of hours.
I did send myself a little crazy from overexhaustion, but it was such an incredible experience, and I'd love to do it again. We were going to do, there was talk of a special, but unfortunately the nature of the world at the moment makes it pretty hard for people to, travel interstate, but who knows?
That's right.
Just the chance to get back in the brick pit.
Well, I just wanted to say, it's been amazing. We've had Maddie on earlier, and having you on our podcast has been amazing. We're really, really lucky.
I haven't forgotten that you did put Maddie on first, but look, I guess...
Did I put Maddie on first? It depends how the episodes are released.
It's true.
That is true.
Isn't that right, Dan?
Well,
That's right.
Here's an edit point for you that you can put at the front of the show if you like. It's so great to be your first guest.
That's right. Well,
if that's not valid, just leave it in anyway.
Well, I just wanted to say a big thank you from Carol and I. It's been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
You guys will be able to follow Jimmy on social media. Is that camera working, Dan? Am I looking at that one? Awesome. Thank you for... let's start again. Just want to say big thanks to Jimmy. Follow him on all his social media channels, website, all that stuff. We'll put links down in the bio. A big thank you, Jimmy. Thanks again for spending your time with us. We had a permit. We didn't break any laws. Thank you so much.
The cops are here.
Run!